We are live.
We're live now. Okay, and everybody's in, we think, yes? Yeah. Okay, lovely. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to... Okay, it's been recorded, you've all heard.
Okay.
Welcome, everyone, to the Licensing Subcommittee B. Please, can I ask everyone to keep their microphones muted until it is your turn to speak? Hopefully, you all know where your mute buttons are on your individual pieces of equipment. If you wish to speak at any point, please could you use the raise hand facility? If you're stuck with that, you'll have to use your own hands. I am Councillor Anne-Marie Cousins, and I'm chairing this subcommittee. Also on the subcommittee, I have two other councillor colleagues. First of all, we have Councillor Jadia Spencer, she'll indicate, and we have Councillor Roger Tester. Yes. We also have our, as a legal advisor, Peter Saville, he'll indicate. And clerk in this meeting is Matthew Attal. First of all, let's go through some of the speedy agenda items before we get to the substance of today's case. Agenda item 1, I have received no apologies and the 3 councillors meant to be here are here. Item 2, I have not been identified of any urgent business. Does that remain the same? Good. Item 3, does any of the councillor members have any interest to declare, any financial interest with this company?
None.
Thank you. Right, I hear none. Item 4, thank you. Item 4, minutes from the previous meeting. I've looked through those. Roger and I were at that meeting. Are we happy for them to be signed later? Roger? So I will sign them later, thank you. So the substantive point of today's meeting is we're here, item 5, to grant a premises license for AA Retail Limited, or at least to consider granting. They're making an application and they're based at 66 Herbert Road in London, SE 183SH. Hopefully everybody's here for that item. Let me just check who is here. I understand that we have 3, possibly, oh, sorry, let me go through the legal reps first. The legal representative, as I've said, is, sorry, for the, sorry, let me start again. I'm messing this up. For the applicants, do we have Jill Sharrett as the legal rep for the applicant?
Yes, I'm here, Chair. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Identify yourself. If you turn off your mic, it shows us it's working as well. Thank you. And is there a Laura Thomason?
No, Laura works for me. She's
that's just you.
It's just me. Yeah, thank you.
And do we have Gavanya Kumar Patel? That's the actual applicant, is it?
Yeah.
He's here?
Yeah.
Lovely. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks.
Right. And we also have representation from 3 residents, potentially. Do we have Sarah Taylor?
Sarah hasn't formally confirmed if she'll be attending.
Okay, she was pending. Is there a Joanne Debono? Joanne had confirmed.
Joanne, you are muted.
And Nicholas?
Yes.
Are you together with Nicholas? Just noting the surnames.
Yes.
Yes, so you're both there. Okay, lovely. Excellent, lovely. Thank you very much. So we'll come to you in due course a bit later. If you're just listening and making in notes, if you've got questions to ask or things to say later. Okay. Firstly, next thing, can I confirm that all parties have received a link to the agenda, the online agenda pack? You'll have to say now. If not, it'll be too late.
Yes.
So everybody has received?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I now draw all parties' attention to the 15-minute time limit? Now, it doesn't mean that everyone individually has 15 minutes. It means they're different. So the applicants and so on would have total of 15 minutes. It doesn't mean you have to use the 15 minutes. It's a maximum of 15 limits, unless something serious happens, and that the decision will be mine if it's more than that. So if you can keep to the points that you've made in your written representation, and all issues raised should be relevant to the licensing objectives, the 4 licensing objectives. And please do not repeat anything anyone else has said, because you're using time but not necessarily adding any greater value. Is that okay?
Yes.
Right. Please, can I ask the licensing team manager that we have with us today, which is Gemma Devine, to give an outline summary of the report for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everyone. Just by a wave, maybe can you confirm that you can see the PowerPoint slide? Thank you.
Yes, we can.
So we're here to consider the application made by AA Retail Limited for the grant of a premises licence in relation to 16 Herbert Road. The report for this starts on page 25 of the pack, and the application and plans of the premises are at Appendix A. It is open to the licensing authority to either grant the application in full, impose additional conditions, refuse to specify a person as a DPS, or to refuse the application or any aspect of it which do not meet the licensing objectives. The application for 16 Herbert Road requested the supply of alcohol for off sales only, with matching opening hours of Monday to Sunday from 700 hours until 2200 hours. So that's daily from 7 AM till 10 PM. Following a letter from the police suggesting amended and additional conditions, correspondence between the police and the applicant's agent took place. Copies of this could be found at Appendix B, and this resulted in an agreed set of proposed conditions, which are 1 through 15, as set out in the main body of the report. And the remaining proposed conditions, numbered 16 through 23, are drawn from the applicant's original operating schedule. The consultation period for this application closed on the 19th of June 2025, with all representations having been received before this date. The premises are situated on Herbert Road, approximately 2/3 of the way along a 300-metre long strip of commercial premises which serve the local residential community on Herbert Road as you travel away from Plumstead Common Road. Maps of the general area are located at Appendix C, and it is worth noting that directly above this premises are a number of flats and private residences. There is no current premises licence at this address, and it is currently operating as a post office only. The premises is located within the Herbert Road, Plumstead Common Road cumulative impact zone. They are not located within any priority areas for any Royal Greenwich Public Spaces Protection Order, though they remain impacted by the borough-wide PSPO. The following views are from the entrance of the premises facing Herbert Road. Firstly, looking left from the frontage, directly opposite, and then to the right. These are the internal images of the premises. Firstly, from the front door facing into the premises, and from that post office desk you just saw facing out. There were a total of 3 other person representations beyond the communication with police, all of which can be found in Appendix D, the pink papers of the and are redacted from public view. Happy to take any questions, otherwise our details are on the screen. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for that, Officer Devine. My colleagues first, can I see if I do have a couple of questions for you, Gemma, but let me go to my colleagues first. Let's go. Councillor Spencer, do you have any questions?
Yes, I have questions, but I'm not sure if they might be for the applicant himself or the officer.
The officer, yeah. Specifically on what was just presented at the moment.
Oh, no questions. No.
Lovely, thank you. And Councillor Tester?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay. Could you do me a favour, Officer Devine? If you go back to the starting picture that you had on screen, I think it was.
Certainly. Give me a moment to reshare. This one, the frontage?
The frontage, yeah. As I look to it on the right-hand side,
Yes.
that gap, is that rubbish round the back I'm looking at?
It may be to demonstrate the local area. Give me a moment. There is another image. Give me one moment. It's in the pack. Let me find the page and then you'll be able to refer to it yourself.
Miss Anne-Marie, sorry, yeah. Can I speak, yeah?
No, could
No,
you please
I can't.
take
That's
your
a
turn?
shame.
Yeah, we do this in an orderly way, otherwise it gets
Okay,
very
because
messy and
I mean, we
confusing.
can come back to the
No, if you
rubbish.
can silence, if you mute, and we'll come back later. Thank
Okay,
you. Thank
thanks.
you.
My apologies. Right, we are on page 76, please, councillors, of the report, or indeed everyone has access to this part. So page 76 of the report, it demonstrates a 3D view of the local area. The premises are highlighted. Has everyone got access to that? Otherwise I can share that part of my screen if that's easier.
For me, certainly, because I've got 3 screens open.
That's fine. I'll share. So it's not quite as neat and tidy as my other slide, but this is page 76 of the report. You can see the premises in the center of the screen. It's highlighted by a red dot. The red dot is actually at the very tippy top of the residential premises, but you can see the post office sign towards the pavement, and it would just be the ground floor of this building that we are referring to in terms of this application. You can see immediately to the right that there is a courtyard. My understanding is this is a shared courtyard for the premises above. That is my understanding of that
so
area.
it's accessible from the street to that courtyard by the side of the
You can see it better
office.
from page 77. Sorry.
Yes,
just
you
scroll
can.
down a bit more just for Anne-Marie's so you can see.
That's the access.
Thank you. This has been useful, and I will look at it. And I'll look at it a bit later when we retire. I've made a note of that. Page 77. Thank you for that.
That's okay.
And then another picture, if you can put that back on screen, scrolling through, where you showed the view from the post office serving showing to the front door.
Certainly. There you go. So this is from the edge of the post office desk. Facing towards the front door of the premises.
Right. So can I ask you, from, I don't know if it was you or whoever took the pictures, but is it just, it's a post office and cards, and I don't know if what that cabinet is got in it.
So this is facing inwards. You can see on the right hand side there's stationery. In front of you is the post office desk and back of house for the post office, and on the left are further sort of packaging materials for people to purchase when sending letters. Facing outwards from that same desk, there appears to be cabinet shelving fridges that have been purchased and are over to the left as you look at the screen, and to the right primarily it seems to be storage, which is fronted by a cabinet where you can buy cards from, gift wrapping, etc.
Sorry, that cabinet is an ATM machine. It's basically the ATM that opens up to the front of the shop. So it's not a storage.
Could you please silence your, thank you. Okay, I see I'm going to have to keep my eyes on thing. We have an orderly way, because when information is coming from a whole load of directions online, it just doesn't work. So that's why we do it in an orderly way. So please bear with us. We will come with you. Please make a note if you feel there's something you need to say, because what you're saying adds value, but it's just at the wrong time. All right. Thank you very much. Lovely. Thank you very much for that, Officer Divine. My colleagues have no, oops, sorry. I have to go back to another screen here. Just checking whether my colleagues have any other questions. No? Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, fine. Now, this is the point where I go over to the applicants. So, Jill Sherratt, I understand you're representing for the applicant. So if you could please present your application.
Thank you, Chair. Apologies for the name on the screen. My name is Jill. Yes, I'm here representing the applicants. We put the application in on their behalf. We've been looking after them throughout. So I'll go straight in. You know what the application is for. So I'm going to tell you about their backgrounds and experience. You're dealing with people who know what they're doing, been doing this many years in terms of alcohol sales, from 2006 to 2016. And I hope you don't mind me referring to the premises license holder, the applicant, as Raj, if that's okay. You're dealing with a married couple. You're dealing with Raj Patel and Hiral Patel, who are here.
Sorry, can I just ask you one thing? Why are you referring to him as Raj rather than his name?
Well, I can refer to him as Mr. Patel if you like.
Well, use his full name. I think we have this thing off, and it's a sign of respect to use people's full names. So let's do it.
I'd like to refer to him as Mr. Patel. Otherwise, I'm going to be all,
Thank
you know,
you.
I'm going to find some difficulty. So, Mr. Patel, he worked as a counter clerk for the post office at different locations for 10 years, and he found his place with the post office. It was something that he enjoyed. He was an employee. And the alcohol was sold in those premises that he worked in during those 10 years. But he wanted his own business, and so he left those jobs. And between 2016 and 2024, he owned and operated an off license. So it was a pure off license. It was called Bargain Booze in central London, and he ran that without any issues for the whole of that time. But he's always wanted to go back to a career in the post office. So during that time, he was looking at what was coming up, what was for sale. And then in 2021, he was very fortunate that this particular post office came up for sale on Herbert Road, and he could buy it to go back to what he loved doing. He lives in East London. He's had his personal license since 2017. And as I've already said, during all of this career, all of those many years selling alcohol, he's never had any problems, something that is clearly significant to you. He's a very safe pair of hands. He has all the experience that he needs when making sales of alcohol. So in terms of the premises, the post office is obviously extremely valued. I do believe the nearest post office to this is about 5 miles away, which is a very long way. It's a very valuable service to the local people. But as you will also know, post offices, like many businesses, have had to diversify over the years. They can't rely on just one source of income. Things are changing so much, even in terms of how we post things. So to achieve that, Mr. and Mrs. Patel have chosen to partner with One Stop to create a convenience offering in addition to the post office services. Now, the fact that they have partnered with One Stop is again significant, because there are many symbol groups that they could have been independent if they wanted and done everything themselves, or your other choices are to partner with a symbol group, and there's many of those around. So you have Best One, Costco to Londis, there's loads and loads of them. One Stop are at the absolute top of the tree, and I know that from many years of working with them. They're owned by Tesco, and they're at the top of the tree because they will only accept the highest caliber of applicants, and they contract them in to run things in a really rigid format that where the retailer has little, no ability to go off script. So they have to buy everything, order everything from them, and it's all dictated. So it's all Tesco standards. The convenience store, obviously, you'll know what that's all about. Everything will be sold, toiletries. So impact from alcohol actually in this business with the post office is expected to be very limited. The alcohol sold will be approximately, as is quite usual in convenience, 10 to 15%, but it's certainly not the focus of this premises. Mr. and Mrs. Patel have invested around about £160,000 in this new venture. They've extended it considerably to make it into a modern facility. So you're going to hear about all of the modern equipment that will benefit the community in a second. I'll do that when I talk about the conditions. In terms of staffing, Mr. Patel is going to be there full time. His responsibilities will span, he is going to be the postmaster, but his responsibilities will span across both sides of the business, working in the shop, overseeing it. They anticipate that they will be certainly employing 2 people from the local area initially, and then they'll have to see how the business progresses. But everybody will be fully trained. Again, you'll hear about that in a second. In terms of the hours, and there's been reference to the post office services, well, they will be available the whole of the hours that this premises is open. So from 7, it does close at 5 at the moment. But what will happen is the main post office counter will close, and then the post office services will continue on a combi counter to keep all of those services available. We all know we send packages at all hours these days, and this premises will accommodate that. That's it really, unless there's anything else that I can add. Deliveries will come from one stop. They will all be very safely regulated. All the 10 authorities have been consulted, and you know that we've liaised closely with the police, and we've been going back and forth on the conditions. When we formulate these applications, we consider your statements of licensing policy, and we consider exactly the location that these premises are in. And our conditions are formulated on that basis. And the conditions from the police were pretty much the same as what we'd already put in. It was just a matter of wording. So I won't go through them. But what I will say, you've CCTV, you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 conditions on CCTV alone. There's going to be in the region of 16 to 18 cameras outside. And crucially, considering what you're considering today, there's going to be cameras at the front and at the back. Outside, it'll be a modern, brand new remote system with the ability to watch it anywhere. And of course, we've got all the requirements that you would want, but they'll produce it on request. Limit on high strength beer and cider, 6.5%. I won't go into any of the others. You can see their staff training, really comprehensive conditions. So in terms of the representation, of course, your representations, your role is, as you know, a balance. Looking at the contribution and the upholding of the licensing objectives, but also in this case, the valuable contribution that this premises is going to make to the local community. It needs to be able to diversify to survive. Now, in terms of the issues that have been raised, it's commonplace for people to become concerned about something that's new, and Mr. and Mrs. Patel are sensitive to the issues, but these changes are positive, and they will have a positive influence on everything here, on the licensing objectives and everything that is happening. We have to remember that they are maintaining this post office service for the local people. But in doing that, and especially with his level of knowledge and experience, what it brings is another level of individual, because being a postmaster, they are looking after issues relating to security, holding cash, all of those things. So they are a caliber of people that is more than usually that you're dealing with. They know how to keep people safe. They're trained not only one stop, but by the post office itself. So when it comes to the issues of alcohol, that's something that they're clearly capable of dealing with. So there's little doubt significant positive. And what Mr. and Mrs. Patel will be is another set of eyes and ears. I don't think that people really recognise that. They do quite understandably become concerned about alcohol. But if there are issues and that you're going to hear about, then they will be part of tackling that with the local people and the authorities. That's all I have to say. I take it I'll get an opportunity just to make a really short summing up. I think, the application is very robust. It demonstrates how the licensing objectives will be upheld with the type of business this is. It's not a normal convenience store application. And I hope that you can see that, and they will work to sort out these problems with the community. I mean, the fact that CCTV, if there are problems around the back or whatever, there's going to be CCTV there if this license is granted to work towards tackling that.
Should I ask you let's answer some questions now. Thank you very much for that. We do have some questions for you. Can I go to my colleague, Councillor Spencer first, please? I think you've got some questions on the licensing. Mm-hmm.
Hi, I have a question in regards to the proposed conditions I'm not sure if this might be for you or can directly be answered by Mr. Patel, but on the 11th condition, it was about the measures that are in place. It was saying that there needs to be sufficient measures in place to remove and prevent litter waste. And earlier, my colleague, Councillor Cousins, had brought up how there might be a lot of rubbish and litter already in the area. So I was just wondering, can you clarify what measures are in place, or does he plan to do?
Yeah, well, I can answer that initially, certainly. Now, of course, you'll understand that he can't be responsible for all the litter and waste in the area, and so he's in, that condition basically says that he will have sufficient measures to deal with the litter arising from his premises, essentially, but that can be however you want that to look. I mean, I'd always ask you to consider planning, and he can't just start putting bins outside because he might need planning permission. But they're saying shall ensure sufficient measures. This area will be swept and washed, and litter and sweeping. You could maybe put more into that condition to pin down what you're asking, so they have to do it daily as an example, but of course they can only do that in relation to their own premises. So I can't really answer it any better than that. It's got to be what's within their control and connected to them. If there's lots of, you've seen there is a picture of litter, isn't there? That's clearly not connected to them, and they can't be held responsible for that. But they'd be willing to do whatever you deem appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that, and what we want to avoid is that to become a bigger problem than what it is what I was getting into. So is your client aware of sort of any measures at the moment that needs to be done, or I'm not sure if the post office is open, but has been done as well?
Yeah, it is open and not connected to him, no. I mean, you'll see that photograph, it's full of cans, well, they don't sell alcohol at the moment.
Okay.
So no, there's no issues connected to them at the moment.
All right, thank you, Chair. You're on mute, Chair.
Yeah, before I move to thanks for that. Before I move to our other colleague, could I just probe a little bit more on that? How many people will be working in the new style post office if a license was granted to be able to cope with, on a daily basis, I would say, because it'd be quicker than letting it accumulate, because then it becomes a problem. To do, it's all well and good writing these things down and agreeing to it, but in literally being able to carry it out. So do they have the person power, to be able to do it? If it's one person in the shop, it becomes a untenable situation.
Completely, Chair. No, there'll be two people with the post office and two in the shop itself. So you have Mr. and Mrs. Patel as a starting point, and then they will be employing from the local area. They anticipate two people initially, but of course it's a bit chicken and egg. They've got to see how things go before they start recruiting any more staff if they need it. So that's the plan at the moment, but they will never be understaffed, because that obviously it's a post office and they need to be able to staff it correctly.
Okay, so just to clarify, the post office will have a staff and there'll be one staff in the shop. So two people.
Two and two potentially in the beginning. Yes.
That's 4 people.
Yes, that's what they anticipate. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's noted. Thank you very much for that. Councillor Tester, where are you? I can't see on my screen, but let me change my screen layout. Thank you.
Thanks very much. So Councillor Cousins has just asked the first part of the question that I was going to ask, which is about the staffing levels. And obviously, as there have been concerns raised about the potential for antisocial behaviour outside, and you've stated that staff will make checks outside the store and actively discourage. How frequently will they be making checks outside the store, and how's that going to work? How can they demonstrate that they'll be able to effectively manage those concerns?
Yeah, it's a good question. You'll see that the counter is right up next to the window. So it isn't a matter of physically going out. They can monitor it from inside, and they've got to be vigilant at all times. Any shopkeeper who sells alcohol and cigarettes and other age restricted sales, they know that making sure that the outside is constantly monitored is something that they do all of the time. So it isn't so much a case of physically going out and checking, because they should be watching it from within all of the time, and it will be on the CCTV monitors as well. So they'll be able to see it as it's just something they naturally do as they're working.
Okay, so they're going to be watching the CCTV the whole time. There are cameras all the way around the outside. And are there going to be enough people working there to be able to serve customers and check the CCTV constantly? And if they do notice something on the CCTV outside, what's their approach going to be?
Yeah, they're not going to be watching the CCTV constantly. That's just not doable. The CCTV is there as a backup should they need it, but the monitors will be visible. So it's a moving feast. So they're behind the till. This is what they're experienced in. They're serving staff. They can see outside. They can glance up at the monitor as and when they need to, and it all takes place at once. There's no, they're able to multitask. That's what the kind of job that it is working in convenience. It's naturally busy, but what if you look at the counter, it is exactly where it needs to be, and they will be able to see outside if there's anything happening. It's all a very natural flowing process of responsibilities. Yeah, that's the only way I can really explain it to you.
Thank you. And the second part of the question was, what would their approach be if they see something on the CCTV? So if there were a group of people potentially who have picked up alcohol from the store or elsewhere gathering outside, how will they discourage that activity?
Yeah, well, that's twofold, depending on safety, of course. So if they feel that it's safe, they're going to go out and just say, look, would you mind moving? Or it sounds like they're not allowed to drink outside anyway. You really mustn't drink. They will go and try and have a conversation with them. Hopefully, the relationships with the local community will already be developed and they'll be able to do that. If they don't feel that they can do that because for whatever reason they don't feel that it would be safe, then my advice and the advice from the police is to ring the police and let the police come and deal with it.
Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. You finished, yeah? Thank you very much for that. Mr. Bhagavan Kumar,
Yes.
that's your first name, and I love it. I think it's, yeah, have I said it right? Bhagavan Kumar?
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought I'd say it because saying your name is hard. I don't think it's hard. Just, you've been represented there, so obviously that's your time over, just to let you know, because I know your partner had come in before. So what I'm going to do now is to go to the respondents, the Debinos who are online, who wish to say why they object to this application. Okay, so now there is two of you. I don't know how you're planning on playing this. You've got Nicholas, Joanne. What's the plan? Who is going to speak or unmute? If you both unmute, because right now, let me clarify. You related or just happen to have the same surname?
No, we're related.
Right. So this is why I asked who is going to lead, because it just to keep it smooth. Did you want to maybe take a few minutes and then Nicholas?
Yeah, if I lead and then I've said to him if there's anything I've forgotten,
yes,
maybe interject. Would that
sounds like
okay,
a plan.
rather than us both go over exactly the same things?
Exactly, perfect.
So,
well done.
you want me to start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so my name's Joanne de Bono. I have been a Greenwich resident, but more importantly, I own the premises next door to the post office, which is a residential and a commercial property. I've owned that since 2003, so I know the area really, really well. I've also been part of the Traders Association, and I'm not sure anyone is here from that long ago, but what I am rather concerned about in the first presentation was that there are no photos from the side that I think my husband was like, why didn't they take the photos from the side? Because that is the area that is such a major concern. And there are plenty of stats, photographs, of antisocial behaviour there. Do you know David Gardner?
Yes.
From council. David was instrumental with the Herbert Road Residents Association and Mr. Patel, Paul Patel and Sunny Patel, who were the previous postmasters. We managed to get that area blocked off. You saw some grills. Again, you couldn't really see it in those photos because it was a rat run. There was a gun found there. It was an area where people just congregated. Obviously, this is before the alcohol sales from Mr. Patel. So I'm not for 1 minute saying it's because of him. This was in the past. And if you took photos, there is a massive, massive council sign that says no fly tipping. And then you will see mattresses, fridges and everything. Mr. Patel, Raj Patel, is not going to necessarily clear all those, and I certainly wouldn't expect him to. But the council will tell you this is an ongoing problem. That's cleared every day. It has to be. The police will tell you the measures we had to go to block that area. The other thing from the first thing, it's not a shared courtyard that you were showing. That's a roof. Down below, there's stairs going down to, if you know the area, loads of residential properties, but also Notre Dame School. So children go through that area every day that no one's actually mentioned. I'm really, really concerned about a couple of things here. Again, if anyone knows Herbert Road, do you know that you can get a drink, buy a drink in that area in 24 hours? There is not 1 hour you can't buy a drink. Why anyone would think we need another retailer is beyond me. There's a massive, massive antisocial behaviour problem, drug abuse, drink abuse, and obviously this is nothing down to the current application, but I can't believe we're not working on more community projects. People are actually fighting to stop the sale of alcohol. Plus the government initiatives at the moment are that to reduce out retailers selling alcohol, so we've blown that one, and also to keep an eye on the pricing, because the more people that are selling alcohol down there, everyone will know, and Mr. Patel's been doing it. I've been a retailer for years. You have to have cash cows in your shop. You have to so you have to mark down prices. What really concerned me is Mr. Patel has got loads of experience in that, because I just wrote down bargain booze. And again, that's something we really want. He managed booze for years. So again, why we actually need that? I don't think. I want to ask someone from the council as well if there is any external CTV down the road. I don't think there is. So I'd be interested in that, especially the area we're talking about. The 16 to 17 cameras outside and the back, I mean, that seems marvellous, but is that really realistic? As you saw, the size of the shop, 16 or 17 cameras. But if Mr. Patel is going to pay for cameras to be outside, I'm all for that. Brilliant. But I really don't think it's realistic. And behind, what are they going to do? The measure seems neither realistic or safe. It places unreasonable expectation on his staff to go out there. They haven't got the authority to manage. I've seen it. I've worked through that. If they go out there, it's dangerous. They wouldn't be able to do that. And on that point, just in researching some of my own stuff from problems we had just daily basis with the antisocial behaviour and everything. And you can check all this out. There's notes and notes on with David Gardner, all around that back area. It's all available to the council. The thing is, that practice exacerbates the current situation. You cannot go out there, which leads me on to the staff. At the moment, the post office closes at 5, but it closes, I think, is it 1 o'clock on a Saturday? Is that right? And it doesn't open on a Sunday. So that's obviously a mighty hour increase if it's going to be that. Mr. Patel, this is a question to Mr. Patel, is going to be there full time. Well, apparently the lady said that he's got another shop. So is that feasible to be there full time? And the staff. So if the post office opened that time, providing a service to the community, excellent. But does that mean you can pay in money at the extended hours? Does that mean you can send something? Or can you only buy booze after 5 o'clock? And the other thing was cigarettes. The lady, the representative mentioned cigarettes. You can sell cigarettes as well. Just a question. And if so, again, how are you all going to monitor this? And the police, is that a priority for the police to come and disperse people in Herbert Road? I really don't think so. Tell me I'm wrong on that. And is the council got a number that if anything is happening specifically around that area? Now, you could argue, well, that's happening anyway. You can get booze anyway, but not actually adding to it. And the litter situation, and why am I bothered? I've got a property next door with a wall and that. We used to, and I've got photographic evidence if you need.
Okay, Joanne, because you're sort of going over the similar sort of thing again. If you're finished there, Nicholas, has she covered everything? Just to be certain. Because the clock is
yes,
ticking.
yeah. I mean, Joanne kind of covered everything, but she just emphasized the issue with the littering at the moment.
Yeah.
There's many issues. I don't know if you guys going to answer them issue now or not. Basically,
we're not here to answer questions. We're here to hear representations so that we can go away and think about it and make a decision.
Okay, so
has Joanne said all your concerns?
Sure. So just to go back to Gemma slides, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, which is again laughable. So there was a couple of things on top of the side, which is a place that is all rubbish anyway. So we're not going to come back into that. There was a car park inside of the post office. And I don't know if you know about the area, but the two space just outside the post office are for disabled people. And if you look at the Gemma's slide, you can see a car there with a parking ticket. So here we go. It's just someone all the area, unfortunately. So this is maybe nothing to do with a license, but it's just to show that the kind of people, unfortunately, it could provide even more traffic if people pop in, park like idiots, and obviously no deterrent with the law and having a fine. That was one thing, yeah. Here we go. So that's thank you very much. I don't know who just posted that, but you can see. So Mrs. Paul or Julia, yeah, she said that there will be a camera at the back. If somebody can put back that slide, actually, you can see that at the back the back has been blocked off. So I don't know what back they're going to put the camera, because that back is part of the council or the normal road. You see the back behind that lamppost, it used to be open. It's been closed now because Mr. Patel done an extension. So
sorry, just to clarify, you're saying that where that fridge is, that side access is now closed off?
No, the side access right at the back where that person...
At the very back, it's closed off. Okay.
That is wide open, but at the back you see what that's it. It used to be open there,
right?
And it used to be people are still gathering there and having a drink there. So I don't know who's going to clean all this mess. But if you come there on a Saturday evening or Sunday morning, you sometimes find mattresses with even people sleeping on them. People absolutely pissed. And yeah, this is the kind of area. A gun was found by the way, on that corner. a few years ago, I believe. My concern also is the staffing issue. Again, 4 people.
We've covered that. You see,
Well,
this is
yes, but there's, I mean, what you haven't mentioned is like 2 people will work from like 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yes,
Is
we've
that right?
covered that issue. We'll consider those when we go deliberate. That's
Okay,
what I'm
but
saying.
how do you police that?
We'll consider those when we go. You know what I'm saying? We'll take them on board. So that's been raised already. Is there any other fresh points? The point you made about the side was very good there, actually, because it added.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think
Lovely, thank you. Let's wait and see if my colleagues have any questions to ask you. Councillor Spencer, do you have any questions to ask either of the bonus now? Councillor Tester?
Just a quick question. Joanne, you mentioned that you own the property next door. Do you actually live there, or is it a commercial property that you own next door?
It's commercial, but I used to, but have tenants.
Okay, right. So you don't currently live
At the moment, no. I have.
Thanks very much.
Okay, all right then. Sorry, I'm looking at name. Jill Sharat, you representing the applicants. Some questions was asked there. Again, it's a little bit repetitive about, because it's sort of what Councillor Tester had asked about the logistics of working and being able to put up the cameras and so on. Are you able to add to that, or if not, maybe the applicants themselves could answer that?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Are you talking about staffing?
Yes, the Deboners asked a question about the logistics of 2 people working long hours, allegedly, and the logic or the ability to be able to put cameras up around the rear of the store, considering it's now fenced off.
Yeah, I can't answer the cameras at the rear. In terms of staffing, I mean, staffing is a matter for the operator of the premises. If they have their mind on safety and
okay,
doing
let me
things.
go to Mr. Bhagavan Kumar, because I think really what the Deboners will want to know is literal, what their plans are. So could you answer that for us, please, sir?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Right. How are you going to logistically do all that needs to be done with 2 staff and erect CCTV at the rear of the store, considering it's fenced off?
Yeah, because the screen is one bigger screen is different, so all the time we can see on that, and the one
No, how
camera
are you going to erect? Have you got cameras up at the back already?
No, we don't have at the moment.
Right. So
but
how are you going to put them up if it's blocked off?
it's not the blocked off. On the wall, on the side wall, we can put the one camera on there.
That's the side.
The side wall. You can see in the picture there is a wall.
Yeah. What
big
about
wall.
the back?
Yeah.
We're talking about the back, the rear of the.
That's
you
the
said you can have
straight.
cameras all around, so it's only the side, yeah?
Yeah, only this side
Only the
and the
side.
other side, the back side as well.
So how
the
are you going to do the back side? You're saying it's not blocked off. You can get access to the back.
So no, there's a straight wall, a little bit curved. That wall is a little bit curved, so you can't see at the moment from the pictures. But we can put the one camera at the rear and one camera at the front, so whole area is covered. And the one camera at the front on the ATM machine. So 3 cameras going on. The front is already always vigilant, and the side one, there is another 2 cameras going on, so we can see on the screen. So all the time is.
Okay, but you won't have a camera at the back.
At the moment, we don't have it, but we will have it.
Okay, I'm not too sure if that's clear, but somehow they've got access, or maybe the camera will be on the side anchored to the back. I don't know. Something's always possible there. And the logistics, you will have 4 staff running the premises, yeah?
Always, yes.
4 staff. Okay, it's 4, not 2. Right. Can I ask, does anybody else have anything in terms of the applicant or representatives? against, just to finally sum up?
Sorry, yeah, just one more thing about the size of the shop. I mean, you can see from the picture from Mrs. Gemma Devine that the shop is pretty small. So I don't know where you're going to put all your Royal Mail. I believe you do every who works with Royal Mail delivery, so the normal day-to-day job of a normal post office. Where are you going to put the other utilities within the shop? And nobody mentioned also the kind of alcohol is going to be sold, like the percentage. Is it high alcohol? Is it just beer? That Mr. Patel will want to sell within the premises.
Okay, I think that's in the conditions. So it'd be like 6.5% that was mentioned, higher strength beers or lagers. I mean, alcohol tend to be expensive. That's why we tend to focus on the cheaper end, the beers and so on, to limit the strength to 6.5%. So
I mean,
that's
yeah, sure. I mean, there's already, I think, about 7 or 8 premises that sell alcohol within the same street. There's the COP, there's 2 COP.
Yeah, we're aware of those.
You're aware of that, yeah. There's
I
a
know.
petrol station, 24
Yeah.
hours. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to turn Herbert Road into Las Vegas of alcohol, well, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit, yeah. But anyway, the size of the shop, I don't know where you're going to stock up all the stuff in there.
Okay, I think that's a fair point.
No.
I just have
Yeah.
one final question before I ask for summing up. The deliveries, how many deliveries a day per week? Because Herbert Road can be terrible. I do use it occasionally. I don't live in the area, but I know people up there, and I tend to try and avoid Herbert Road because it can become a bottleneck. So how many deliveries are going to be done? And I'm just wondering times a day as well.
Cheryl, the only bit of that I can answer, it's going to be once a week. And I'm sure Raj will be able to tell us the times.
Thank you. Go ahead.
There's just a once a week.
Yeah, and times?
Times maybe in afternoon or maybe in early morning.
So anytime during the day. Joe, what was your start on the statistic of crime in Herbert Road?
Yeah, can I just further that question? Yeah, I mean, these schedules are dominated by one-stops schedule themselves. So, but it will only be once a week. So, you know, with other premises, they can have multiple, that it won't be the case here.
Okay, thank you. And then the final, that was it. Did Nicholas, did you just ask a question as yet?
Yeah, no, I was just for Joanne, yeah.
Oh, okay. It was just all the crime statistics, which I'm sure you've got, that are all alcohol related. And but one thing as well, when looking at this, Herbert Road, the 7th most dangerous street in the UK.
Look, you traders want to get together and sort that out then.
Exactly. No, but that's
the
it.
Traders Association.
No, but that's another thing. There is no Traders Association. And
I thought you said you are
no.
part of the trade.
Yes, that was many years ago.
Oh, well, that can be set up again. That's in you guys' hands. Okay, come on. All right then. Thank you all very, very much. Jill, can you give us a summing up, please?
Certainly, really quickly, based on everything that we've heard there, taking on board the issues described in the area and respecting the work that has obviously been done. I mean, it's no different to many London boroughs, but the fact that there are issues in the area doesn't mean that a new responsible operator can come in and trade. In fact, well-run off licenses make things better, not worse, because what they do is they put the bad ones, the ones who aren't trading very well, potentially out of business, and the ones that are breaking the law. So they bring standards up. It's a positive thing, and it's understandable people might be concerned, but you know, the background and the experience of this particular applicant and everything that he's bringing. And I will say that constant occupation means that the presence of the responsible and well-trained staff will be on hand to deal with things. They're not at the moment. Closes at 5, everything's quiet. But once they're there, they're going to make things better. And I'm just asking the committee to refer to the position of the authorities, in particular the police, who are your experts on antisocial behaviour and crime and disorder. It's not for one retailer to be held to task for everything that's happened in an area. And I rely on the fact that the police feel that this application upholds the licensing objectives today, and ask you to grant the licence. Thank you.
You're on mute.
There we go. So sorry. I have a dodgy throat, and so I took it off. I mute myself. Okay, so thank you, everyone. That concludes this hearing. We, the panel, will be going away to deliberate in private about everything that we've heard, and we'll obviously be looking at the agenda again. We've already prepared for the meeting, but some issues came up that we will recheck and so on. The full decision notice will be sent out within 5 working days. If you wish to appeal the decision, please note you must do this within 21 days. Okay, so that concludes this matter, and we'll bid you a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We just leave, yeah?